Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about a new product from Pixi Beauty. These are the new PixiGlow Cakes, and it's a bronzer, blush, and highlighter palette. These have just been released. They are currently available on the Pixi website. Pixi is sold in Target. I'm not sure if these have popped up in Target stores yet. I'm gonna check the Target website, so make sure you look in the description box to see if you can also pick these up at Target as well. The PixiGlow Cakes are priced at $28 US a piece. That is very pricey for drugstore makeup. Pixi has always been on the higher end as far as drugstore makeup is concerned. So I was a little bit surprised by the price, but not super sticker shocked. As soon as I saw this product, the first thing that I thought of was the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzers. You can see what I mean here and why my mind automatically went to this Kevyn Aucoin product. When you look at these products side by side, the pan shape and size is very similar. The whole layout of the colors, that ombre from highlighter to blush to bronzer, even as far as having the brand name printed right into the powder, very, very similar. I'm actually wearing the Neo Bronzer on one side and the PixiGlow Cake on the other. So I will get to a demo where I show you these products performing side by side if you want to try to guess now which side is which. Before we get to that demonstration, I want to give you some details, point out some of the similarities and the differences. While the product itself looks pretty similar, the packaging is quite different on these. Most noticeably, the Pixi powder has a clear lid and therefore there's no mirror inside, where you are getting a pretty decent sized mirror here in the Kevyn Aucoin powder. Of course, this packaging looks a little bit more luxury, chic. You can see all of my beautiful fingerprints on there. Another big difference is the price. The PixiGlow Cakes are $28 a piece, while the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzers are $58 a piece, $30 difference. Huge price difference there. When you take into consideration that the Pixi product is actually offering you a few more grams of powder, the price difference really comes into play when you look at the price per gram. The Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer is $58 and you're getting 21 grams of product. So when it's all said and done, you're paying $2.76 per gram. The PixiGlow Cakes are $28 and you're getting 24 grams, so 3 more grams in the Pixi powder, which means you're paying $1.17 per gram. Pretty big difference in the overall price as well as the per gram price. This is why I pointed out the packaging differences first, because you are getting a mirror with the Kevyn Aucoin product that you don't get with the Pixi product. Overall, it's more just paying for the brand name, and that's the case for anything, any high-end makeup. It's just you are putting a certain value to the name that's on the box. There are 2 color options from both Pixi and Kevyn Aucoin. I do have both of the Pixi palettes. However, I only have the shade Capri from the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer, so I can't do a exact one-to-one comparison between all the color options. Before we get into the demo, I want to point out that I did utilize both of the Pixi palettes. The blush and bronzer that I have in the Kevyn Aucoin product are more similar to the Pink Champagne Glow from Pixi, but the highlighter that's in the Neo Bronzer from Kevyn Aucoin is more similar to this color option. This is the Gilded Bare Glow. So the Pink Champagne palette has more of a bright pink. So I did pull from these 2 palettes just to try to get the most similar look on the face. Let's go ahead and dive into that demonstration, and then I will show you some swatches and wrap up all my thoughts at the end. I'm going to be comparing the Neo Bronzer in Capri against both of the glow cakes from Pixi, because the blush and bronzer in Capri are more similar to this more pinky palette from Pixi. This is the Pink Champagne Glow. However, the highlighter in the Pink Champagne Glow is a lot more pink, whereas you can see, I think it's picking up on camera here, that this Neo bronzer has more of like a champagne light whitish gold highlighter. So for the highlighting portion, I am going to use the Glow Cake in Gilded Bare Glow. I do have to continue wearing this makeup for the rest of the day, so I'm going to use the Kevyn Aucoin palette on this side and the PIXI palettes on this side, and we'll see if we can get the exact same look. Just to be as fair as possible, I am going to use the same brush on both sides. So I'll use my Ulta blush brush for bronzer, this Luxie tapered highlighting brush for blush, and this ColourPop small fluff brush for highlighting. I know I use all my brushes for different things. I'm just going with what I like. But I'll clean off the brushes with my Vera Mona color switch. That way I'm not getting any powder transfer, but using the same brush for application is really gonna help make this comparison fair. Let's start with bronzer first. I'm gonna take the bronzer from this Pink Champagne Glow PIXI palette and apply that over here to my right side. Give my brush a little swirl here and go into the Kevyn Aucoin bronzer. So I think the color's pretty similar. The Kevyn Aucoin side has a little bit more of like a warm, like terracotta undertone, whereas this one definitely has more of a like pinky blushy undertone. And the Kevyn Aucoin side was definitely much faster to blend out, more pigmented for sure, but I think overall they look pretty similar on the face. I'm going to be pulling from the center part of this Pink Champagne Glow palette for my blush on the PIXI side. Same thing now, pulling the central blush color here from the CAPRI palette. Ooh. Okay, that's definitely more pigmented. Build up this side a little bit to try to make it match. Kind of the same assessment with the blush as I had with the bronzer. The color ends up looking pretty similar on the skin. You just get a lot more color payoff from one initial swipe from the Kevyn Aucoin powder compared to the PIXI powder, but overall, I think it looks pretty much the same on my skin. I'm switching things up a little bit here so that I can get a similar highlighter color. This is the PIXI Glow Cake palette in the shade Gilded Bare Glow. I'm going to be pulling the highlighter from this one because I think shade-wise it looks more similar to the one in the CAPRI palette. Let's see how it looks on the face. Just clean that off a little bit. Now for this side, I'm going to pull the highlighter from this Kevyn Aucoin palette. I feel like I got a lot more bright kind of in-your-face highlighter actually from the PIXI palette. That's the only powder that seemed to sort of outperform payoff wise compared to this Neo bronzer from Kevyn Aucoin. The highlighter from the CAPRI palette definitely has more of that like healthy glow lit from within, whereas the PIXI highlighter is a little bit more like glazed donut kind of glow, you know what I mean? While the PIXI side is more of a brighter highlight, I do feel like these Kevyn Aucoin powders look more natural on my skin, and I think these three shades really work together beautifully. The powders sort of blended into each other and blended into my skin, whereas on the PIXI side, this highlight is nice and bright, but it definitely looks like a highlighter on my face. I'm not really mad at either one of them. These are really subtle differences that I'm pointing out during application. I don't think anybody else just like walking around would realize that I have two different palettes on my cheeks. They do end up looking very similar. I just have to be sort of picky for these differences because I'm reviewing them and I'm really going in depth into these products. But all in all, I feel like I could wear this around. I could wear these two palettes on my cheeks every single day and I don't think anybody would really notice the difference. Here are the swatches from the PixiGlow Cake in the shade Pink Champagne Glow. This is the highlighter, blush, bronzer, and then the result of just swirling all the shades together. Here's the PixiGlow Cake in Gilded Bare Glow. Again, highlighter, blush, bronzer, and then all the shades mixed together. Here's a side-by-side of all the shades I used in the demo portion. So the PIXI highlighter, then the Kevyn Aucoin highlighter, the PIXI blush, Kevyn Aucoin blush, PIXI bronzer, and then the Kevyn Aucoin bronzer. And I think that these swatches make it pretty apparent that the PIXI products are a little bit more shimmery, like more bordering on glittery, whereas the Kevyn Aucoin powders have more of a soft glow. And as I mentioned in the demo, the highlighter is much brighter from the PIXI palette, whereas the Kevyn Aucoin one is more of a subtle sheen. And I think that the swatches make it pretty obvious too here that even with a quick finger swipe, you're getting a lot more pigment payoff from the Kevyn Aucoin powders. At the end of the day, there's no denying these are very similar products. You're gonna come away with really, really similar looks from either the PIXI or the Kevyn Aucoin options. Obviously, it's not a one-for-one because I did have to pull from two PIXI palettes to get the same shades as I got from my Kevyn Aucoin palette. I think they're close enough for us to call them dupes. Personally, I think they are all beautiful products. They all look great on the skin. They all perform pretty well. I do feel that the Kevyn Aucoin powders outperformed the PIXI powders. If I was gonna say I'm gonna buy one of these palettes and it's gonna be my absolute go-to face colors and I'm not gonna use or own or buy any other makeup, then I would probably spend the extra money and get the Kevyn Aucoin palette. I think the way that the powders play together and have a little bit more of a subtle sheen, I think that really works better for me. However, this isn't my only face product. It's not the one thing that I'm going to invest in. So at the end of the day, I think you can safely save yourself the $30 and go for the PIXI version. But I want to hear what you think. How do you feel about these shades? How do you feel about PIXI creating such a similar product to a very iconic Kevyn Aucoin product? Are you into the really shiny, shimmery look? Are you like me and you like a little bit more of like a subtle, natural, glowy look? Let's start a discussion in the comments. Please leave us your thoughts down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. And I just gouged my fingernail into it. That's fine. It's $58, whatever. Blush bronzo. Gonzo for bronzo. Do I look like an insane person? Please don't answer that. And when you take into consideration, I mean, is the glitter too much? I don't think so. Pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. I see you, PIXI, coming for Kevyn Aucoin's wig. Is that a thing? Do we still say that? I don't know. I'm old. I'm an old mom, forgive me. I'm out of the loop. Oh well. Okay, bye.